Hi everyone, my name's Peter Doman. I'm the Director and CEO of Vancouver SEO Company. How are you? Thank you very much for your time in actually coming through and watching this video. This is our Q&A Monday series, and today we're going to be talking about lead generation and search engine optimization and how the two are intertwined. First of all, let's take a look at what it is that we know. Lead generation is obviously the ability to go through and get people to come to your website via different methods. So for example, you may have, for example, a social media post which might drive traffic towards your website. You may have a paid ad through, for example, AdWords, or through Facebook or through Pinterest or LinkedIn that you're using to drive interested parties towards your website. So what we're looking at here is how it is that we can then sort of get all these to tie together so we can actually then start growing the website more, moving it up search engine results, and so we can actually start getting you found on page one by more people even more. So first of all, let's take a look at really what it is that lead gen is. And lead generation, it's not just about the ability to look at clicks and say, okay, look, we've had 100 clicks from this campaign and we've picked up one client out of it. Lead generation is about finding the ideal clients, and that's the big difference with what it is that we do. So the ability to make sure that your marketing is targeting who it is that you want to attract, your ideal client, is paramount when it is you're spending your marketing dollars. There is no point in spending any money at all trying to attract the wrong type of clients. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't give you or the client the satisfaction of actually being able to work together. So I need to make that very clear first up. The ability to attract and also bring in not necessarily one client, but many is what we want, who think alike, who have the same ability, who have the same resources available to spend. That's what we're looking at. So as I said, look, the ability to then go through and then get that lead generation working is what we want to try and do. And as I've said, targeting the ads so they actually go through and speak, or they resonate with how it is that these people speak and how it is that these people actually go through and conduct themselves normally, is what we want to try and do. So an example would be, for example, Facebook ads or Google AdWords or Pinterest or LinkedIn. What you can do is you can go through and you can put an ad up there, and then it can drive people through. So the wording you would use would be something that resonates with that particular group, and you would test and measure it, and there would be A tests and B tests. But what we want to try and do is measure those results, okay, and that's really important as well. So we need to know what copy works for what ad. We need to know whether it works across different markets. There's a whole range of tests that we look at doing. But the idea is that the lead gen wants to bring in the ideal clients. So we want to get the high quality leads. Okay, so as I said, there's no point pumping money into marketing, and it can be very expensive, to find out that it doesn't actually go through and generate anything. That's not what we want. We want to make sure that the ads are drilled down and they're targeting who it is that we want to actually spend the money, and we want to make sure that it's getting the right people to do the right things at the right time. The idea behind that is that it then helps us to go through and to measure and obviously take the response, but also to conduct business as well moving forward. So lead generation is both an online and an offline thing. It's not a situation where, you know, a lot of people focus 99% of their lead generation tactics on online. And it's the ability to look elsewhere and actually see where other people in your competition aren't advertising that can actually open up opportunities for you. I know personally, for example, our business, we traditionally, most of the people you will see will be advertising online. It's the ability to look beyond that, so offline print as well, that gives you the difference over other people, and that makes a huge difference. You know, I've seen it previously where people would run newspaper ads for a certain amount of money, then they know, for example, that they're going to get a return that's going to be greater than what their investment is. So, but they've done that through trial and they've learned, and it's just exposure over time. So what we want to try and do is combine the online, so your paid advertising, your blogs, your other, like if you've got page one ranking already, then that gives us the ability to then move forward. So that really is a big thing for us. Offline marketing not only is your newspaper ads and the like, but it's also how it is you actually look after your clients as well, and that's a big thing. So this starts moving into word of mouth lead generation. So what we want to try and do is make sure, obviously, that there's systems in place. You take a look at what it is that and how it is your client is treated from the minute they make their first phone call to the last appointment they ever have. And you take a look at what it is that happens inside that time. And we use a process called reverse engineering, which steps out how it is that should be happening. And what it is we do is we map out what it is that needs to be done. And for example, with the word of mouth, you know, there's nothing better than a person who's raving about what it is that you do. But on the consequence of that, of course, is that, you know, there's on the opposite side of that is that you've got people who, you know, there's nothing worse than a bad review. So what we want to try and do is manage those reviews where we can, and the word of mouth, and we want people to give those good responses. Now, the other thing about word of mouth is that's where you get a lot of traffic coming from your websites. If you've got the right people promoting them at the right time, and the ability to actually get these people, so one person will be raving about it, they'll tell all their friends, or their friends will ask where they've gotten something done, and the idea is then that that circle can expand out. So someone who knows someone who knows someone. The idea is that there's only a certain amount of degrees of separation between large groups of people. So the idea is that you can then go through and actually tap into that circle and expand out. And if you have the ability to focus on how it is you look after the clients and the word spreads, and then people start driving to the website. We're not talking one person at a time. We're talking effectively it's like 7, 8, 10 people at a time out of one group. And then 7 or 8 or 10 are the next group, and then the next group, and the next group. So the website starts generating a lot of traffic, and then people start booking in or start asking what your services are, and then you can start your sales process with them. So it's the ability to look at that and the ability to move that into a whole new realm, which will really make a big difference to what it is that you do. So what we'll do is we'll leave it there for now. I won't go too much more in depth than that. But what I would like to also say is please do keep an eye out for our book. The initial orders are starting to come in now, and what we're seeing is that people are being very quick to snap it up. So the book itself, I've showed you a copy of it previously. And what it is basically, it's a book about how it is you can do business just that little bit better. And it's about being able to trying to, you know, get the clients to spend a little bit more, about the idea of trying to get these clients to keep them longer. So, you know, we look at increasing the average spend of the clients over a lifetime, and how it is that affects your business. Now, the way to go through and get that book, you can most certainly go through onto the website. It's on the home page there, on the right hand side. All you'll need to do is leave your details and basically go through, and we will send you a part of that book. Then what will happen, another way of course is you can always call us, that's okay, or you can contact us via email. That's not a problem at all as well. And the idea is that we want to try and share this book so that people can actually get some traction out of this book. It's not one of those books which, you know, just sits on the shelf and does nothing. The idea is you can look at it and you can refer back to it consistently. So basically, I think we've covered enough for this video. So what will happen is that we're going to go through and get ourselves ready for the next video, which is coming out next week already. What we want to, first of all, we'd like to say thank you very much for your time in actually watching this. So if you want to contact us, what you can actually go through and do, so there's a couple of different ways. You can contact us via the email form that's on the website. There's one on the contact us section, or you can email us directly, which is frontdesk@Vancouver SEO Company.com, or you can always call us on our number, which is +1 778 938 8712. Always happy to take calls, always happy to try and set up a get acquainted call, see if we can have a talk about what it is that you're after. And look, you know, if you've got any questions, look, please by all means do send them through. More than happy to go through and talk to anyone about any of the questions that they have. So thank you very much for your time and your investment in watching this. I do appreciate it. And what we'll do is we'll see you next week. So bye for now.